graduates, Mr. Brandt, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, proud parents and grandparents, families and friends, class of 2020, friends joining near and far online today. It's a pleasure to welcome you to Cincinnati Country Days' 94th commencement. We're gathered today to celebrate a group of exceptional young men and women who have completed their journey of growth and prepare for the next phase of their lives. It has been incredible to see their progress, and we are so deeply grateful for their manifold contributions to Country Day. The class of 2020 leaves the school in a better place than when they began. Parents, the faculty, the staff, and I have so deeply enjoyed working with your children this year and the many years they have been here at Country Day, a total of 558 years in all. While today is their day, it is only through your love, support, and your countless hours of guidance and help that makes today a reality. Thank you, parents. Today's celebration of achievement wouldn't be possible without you. Today is an uncommon ceremony for an uncommon time. We have incorporated elements of Country Day's commencement ceremonies as fully as possible, with some additional twists to balance celebration with the safety of our community. For those of us with us today, we have distributed commencement pamphlets, but for those who may be joining from afar, I would like to take a moment to introduce the order of speakers. First, we will welcome Susie Lewis to read our invocation. Next, we will welcome the members of the Country Day School Choir to sing the school's alma mater, directed by Elena Elmore. We will then hear senior remarks, first from Joshua Nixon, president of the senior class, and then from Natalie DeBeer, president of the student council. We will then have a graduation address from Jody Brandt, the president of the Board of Trustees. And finally, in this portion of the program, Mr. David Briggs, a trustee, an alum, and a parent of one of our seniors, will read the Lifer Recognition List. Following this portion of the program, we will ask the community, those of you with us here and those following from afar, to shift to Country Day's YouTube channel, where we will begin the second part of the program in a live stream. So welcome, commencement for our class of 2020. So happy that you could join us near and far as we celebrate this wonderful class.
We have been given minds to think, hearts to love, and a sense of purpose that guides us. From the point of light within each of us, let that light stream forth into the minds of all humanity. From the point of love within our hearts, let that love stream forth into the hearts of all humanity. From the point of purpose, let that purpose stream forth from each of us as we dedicate our lives to serving others and making the world a better place. From love and light and purpose, may we overcome any obstacles so that light, love, and purpose becomes a power to creating a better future for all humanity and all the earth.
Hello, everybody. I would like to welcome our faculty, coaches, administrators, parents, and most importantly, my fellow classmates. My name is Joshua Nixon, and it is my honor to be the senior class president for the class of 2020. Before I go any further, I would like to extend a special thanks to Anna Bowers for making a bet with me for $50 that I would not include her in my graduation speech. So to her, I say, pay up. Now, as the class of 2020, we are also honored to be leaving with legends such as Mr. and Mrs. Dunn and Mrs. Lewis. When the year began, I'm sure I speak for my class when I say, I thought we were going to have a traditional graduation in the amphitheater. Boy, was I wrong. Things like this are very unexpected, but I'm proud to say the class of 2020 has gotten through. This is just another challenge that we have faced as a class. There is a saying, hard times make good people, and good people make good times. The class of 2020 has faced academic rigors and other challenges, beginning in the first grade with the Bird Project, with such additions as Brian as the Roadrunner and Will Byrice as the Hummingbird. In fourth grade, we had the Inventor Project, starring Keene as his grandfather, Dr. Albert Sabin. These taught us how to conduct research and present on what we had learned. In middle school, learning how to work with computers and presenting on a country in a foreign language for 45 minutes was our next big challenge. And finally, in high school, completing a complex lab and solving difficult mathematical equations, debating real issues that face the world today, and, you guessed it, giving even more presentations. After this year, it's relatively easy to say that the class of 2020 has gone through hard times. But let us not allow the end to ruin all the great times we had. Throughout high school, we as a class have developed a very specific identity, a relaxed attitude, hanging out in the library, for instance, and one major tradition, getting kicked out of said library, at least once a year. We truly are a fun-loving group who can be serious, but don't take ourselves too seriously. Our sense of humor is clearly leading the school, and entirely distinct to us. We've had a lot of good times throughout high school, from winning dodgeball to Oliver's winning bet against Mr. Fawcett, forcing him to get a mohawk, and winning 2 state championships in girls soccer. We have accomplished a lot. This class also has different backgrounds and different interests that has truly allowed us to become more diverse in our thinking about the world. Throughout our time at CCD, we have become well-educated young people. And although we may not need to know how to find the sinusoidal function, how to properly dissect a dead animal, or know the meaning behind the Jewish extension to the Berlin History Museum, we are much better for it. Our class has left a lasting mark on CCD. While today we are celebrating and reflecting on our past, our friendships, our learnings, and our accomplishments, we are also looking toward our future. And I believe the best is yet to come. Although tomorrow we begin our journey to different schools around the world, we will always have a strong bond from our experiences at CCD. Quite honestly, I wouldn't have wanted to been on this journey over the last 15 years with anyone other than this group of students and faculty. Our class holds future scientists, mathematicians, medical professionals, engineers, teachers, artists, actors, singers, lawyers, business leaders, and maybe even a few politicians. I have no doubt that this class will rock our world in the future. The best is yet to come. And although I could wait to leave our school behind, I can't wait to see where life takes us. Continue to create the good times. Thank you for being my family for the last 15 years. In the words of Dr. Seuss, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Thank you.
Hello everyone and good afternoon. Like Josh, and I'm sure the rest of you as well, this is not how I pictured our graduation would be. The end of our conventional high school experience came quickly, and suddenly the free ball spent laughing with friends, the spring sports practices, and the walks from the student parking lot became memories rather than reality. Nationally, the class of 2020 became an unforgettable symbol, but I believe that this class at CCD earned that title a long time ago. From a young age, we were energetic and reckless. In middle school, we were told that our teachers were warned of our pranks and jokes as we rose to the grades. We made it through, however, past the awkward dances in the commons, the countless LBs, and the endless Mr. Hager jokes. When we entered the high school, we maintained our ability to laugh at ourselves, but began to develop our own identity. We became athletes, scholars, and artists, but most importantly, we became lifelong friends. We bonded over intense dumb quizzes, disputes over the dress code, and the junior rafting trip. As we graduate, we may not have the final memories we thought we would, but we have countless others of the ways we created fun and trouble, even during times like this. I believe that the class of 2020's greatest skill has always been being able to find joy in any and every situation. Looking back at my years of high school, I will forever be grateful for the people CCD brought into my life. First, I would like to thank the coaches who invested countless hours and energy into our achievements. The effort and support they put into every player has built community at CCD and led many sports teams to success. They are true mentors and true role models, and I will forever be grateful for the teams I was a part of. Next, I would like to thank the staff at Country Day. From a kind word in the hallway to a delicious meal in the cafeteria, the adults at CCD have always been there for us. They have challenged us to think openly and approach the world with confidence. Finally, I would like to thank my fellow students. We have grown up together. We have seen each other at our best and our worst. We have laughed, cried, and screamed together. As we go our separate ways through college and life, I will always cherish the memories we have created. You guys have been my best friends and a part of my happiest memories. The CCD family is a special one, and I cannot wait to see where this family goes. Thank you and good luck.
My name is Jody Brandt. I currently serve as the president of the Board of Trustees, and I feel privileged to have the opportunity to address Country Day's class of 2020. I was a lifer at Country Day. I have two daughters who started here in kindergarten, Samantha, who graduated last year, and Nora, who is a rising senior. And 33 years ago, I sat where you sit now, although not in the student parking lot, but in the South Gym for my graduation. Like most of you, I never expected that life would change so drastically and so quickly with the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Over the past months, I spent time thinking about two things. First, I thought about the challenges posed by COVID-19 for our Country Day and local communities, as well as for our country and our global community. Second, I thought about the value of a Country Day education. For me, one concept connected the two and resonated. That concept is leadership. Every day, I'm reminded how much leadership matters, especially in a time of crisis. Leadership matters as our governors and mayors make decisions that affect all of us, and leadership matters among the people serving on the front lines, such as healthcare workers and grocery store employees. From my perspective as an alum, a parent, and a member of the Board of Trustees, leadership is the first quality that comes to mind when I think about the value of a Country Day education. Sure, there are others. Academic rigor, nurturing relationships with teachers and coaches, learning to critically analyze material, and work in groups. However, what stands out most to me are the opportunities I had and my daughters had to develop and foster the skills necessary to be leaders. What is leadership? Harry Kramer, a professor at Northwestern's Kellogg School of Management, lectures on leadership. According to Professor Kramer, leadership is not about titles and organizational charts. It is about the ability to influence people. And to influence people, you need to be able to relate to people. Professor Kramer talks about 4 important skills that a person needs to become an effective leader. The first skill is self-reflection. A leader needs to know his or her values and his or her purpose. To be able to ask the questions, am I acting consistent with my values? Do I understand my purpose in this role? The second skill is to maintain a balanced perspective. A leader needs to take the time to understand all sides of an issue, to understand the perspective of everyone on his or her team, and everyone involved in whatever issue is on the table. The third skill is true self-confidence. This is not arrogance. A leader needs to be comfortable in his or her own skin, needs to know what he or she knows, and more importantly, what he or she does not know. A leader needs to be able to admit when he or she makes a mistake. The fourth skill is genuine humility. A leader has perspective and understands that his or her success comes from many places, including luck, timing, his or her team, and his or her mentors. Class of 2020, I hope that Country Day has given you opportunities to begin to develop these leadership skills. I hope that you will continue to develop these skills in college and beyond. I hope that each of you will become effective leaders in whatever you pursue. Thank you.
Hello, my name is David Briggs, and I am a current alumni representative to the Cincinnati Country Day Board of Trustees, a current parent, a graduate of the class of 1983, and a lifer. Lifers, as many of you know, are Country Day students who are enrolled from at least first grade and attended all the way through 12th grade. It is my honor this year to introduce the 16 lifers who are members of the class of 2020. They are Matthew G. Atkins, William Andrew Byrice, Jay Body, Melissa Bornavali, Caitlin Ann Briggs, Brian James Butler, Peanut M. Edmondson, Charles William Horton, James Charles Johnson, Miles Prescott Langevin, Jakar B. Lee, Riley Landon Mikowski, William Joshua Brandon Nixon, Lillian Sarah Reisenfeld, William Eric Summer, and T. Keen Warner. Please join me in congratulating the lifers and the entire class of 2020.
Thank you very much, David, and to our other speakers, and to our wonderful choir as well. This now brings to a close the first portion of our program, and I invite you now to go to the Country Day YouTube channel, where you can find the live streaming portion of the second part of our commencement ceremony.